Hi, my name is Lisa Jackson. I'm 53 years old and I became disabled in 2011 after a severe case of Guillain-Barré. I've just recently had a tracheostomy removed, and that's what you can see in the front of my neck. I have disabled hands from Guillain-Barré from nerve damage, and I'm unable to walk. I thought it was better if I presented myself physically to you so you can see me in person. I have a number of issues to talk about in regards to what I would like to see improved across the state of Queensland and, mind you, the country. The first number one issue is transport and the lack thereof for someone living in a nursing home. If I was to reside in a community, I would be eligible for services such as Transcourt and Volunteer Australia to transport me for a nominal fee which I could afford to the hospital and various other locations. Living at Tallebudgera, I'm at the southern end of the Gold Coast. I'm over 30 kilometres to Gold Coast University Hospital. The taxi subsidy scheme leaves a lot to be desired for someone like me who lives on the out fringes of the 25 kilometre radius to essential services such as the hospital. Even with the taxi subsidy scheme card, the trip to Gold Coast University Hospital, if I was to take it by taxi alone, costs well over $100. Return. The easier option, of course, with the light rail is to catch a taxi to Broadbeach South Station and catch the light rail into the hospital, which has been a great revelation in my ability to get to the hospital. The extension of the light rail will further improve this situation, no end. Wheelchair taxis, unfortunately, for a lot of people, to get strapped in is time consuming for both the driver and the passenger. That, and also another option, I have no trouble catching trains or the light rail or monorail, but buses are not safe. 12 months ago I went on a bus. I've been on a bus a few times, but the bus went round about too fast and the power chair, the brakes let go, and I rolled into the centre of the laneway and hurt my foot. I could have also injured other members of the public in doing so. Since then I haven't ridden on a bus. I have discovered through my own investigations a easy lock system in America, and that enables the chair user to dock over using a pin to lock into place. Such equipment fitted to all wheelchair taxis and buses will revolutionise Queensland transport. And I think it's time Queensland Transport came to the party and arranged such measures to take place if they're serious about equality of the disabled in power chairs in the state of Queensland. Living in a nursing home has taught me, as a Queenslander who is disabled, I am a second-rate citizen wherever I reside within the nursing home system. It is through no fault of my own, due to the government having no facilities made available to my family at the time to put me anywhere else other than nursing home. I find this a deplorable situation in which I find myself, and I get very angry and frustrated with the whole deal. Another area of discrimination which I found is under the MASS system. If I was to reside in the community, I would be eligible for regular changes of my wheelchair from time to time, as required every 5 to 10 years. Unfortunately, residing in a nursing home entitles me to nothing. I'm not eligible under MASS. I'm not eligible under any other system. I am computer literate, and I have searched high and low, and nowhere have I located any sources of funding for someone like such as myself who resides in a nursing home through no fault of their own. For this reason alone, it is imperative that the NDIS system rolls out quicker across the state of Queensland. There are thousands just like myself who find themselves in a position through no fault of their own in this difficult, precarious position where they are treated as second-class citizens of the state of Queensland. I have registered with the Department of Disability in Queensland, and I am on the waiting list to go into a group home if one becomes available that would suit my needs. Again, this is a precarious position I find myself in. I feel that I'm in the too hard basket of the transition to the National Disability Insurance Scheme takes place, and therefore until the National Disability Insurance Scheme does roll out in Queensland on the Gold Coast in 2019, I'm going to remain in this precarious no man's land position, something which I find very, very deflating and frustrating.